Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Husker Athletic Director Show with Trev Alberts. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Gets the snap, back to throw, step, throws, pass, caught to Ray, touchdown Nebraska.
Pass by Kubik, jack back right side, Krause, through the double block, kaboom!
Kicks it out, Kobe, unmolested three, got it! Free ball, Kobe Webster on a really pretty play by Alonzo Bird.
And with 8.5 to go in the game, it's 92-40 Big Red. Shelley, no-look pass. Stewart shoots a three. You betcha! Jazz Shelley has a triple-double. A triple-double for Jazz Shelley.
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you, and welcome to our monthly sit-down chat with the Vice Chancellor, Athletic Director for the University of Nebraska, Trev Alberts. If you want to be a part of the program, our number is 402-413-2400. That works for a call or a text. I'd love to hear you and get your comments in for Trev during the next 60 minutes. Well, football's over. How quick did that go by for you? What a fast season.
Boy, it really was. You know, it was crazy. My wife and I were talking about that the other day, and I just started here in July, and really interesting. I really enjoyed, obviously we would have certainly hoped to have won more games, but I really enjoyed being around the program and mostly the student athletes and going on trips, seeing the other institutions, how they handle football, what their fan base looks like, and those types of things. But a very fast college football season, and I sure hope we don't have many more of these. We need to be preparing for a bowl game.
Absolutely. Fast, but you got them all in, which in the year of
Very
COVID,
important.
that's probably a win in itself.
Well, extremely important. You know, these kinds of things don't get talked about a lot, but I know you know because we had an all-staff meeting where we talked about creating our budget for this year, and we actually created our budget based on FY19 expenses minus 10% because we didn't know what attendance was going to look like, and so we built our revenue models around 75% capacity. So with the exception of volleyball, they lost a game early on in the season.
And then one late.
And then they lost one late. Every home game for volleyball is roughly $100,000, of revenue loss. So the fact that we got in all those football games, I think we overlooked that a little bit. And I think we did it safely. I think our protocols I think our team, our staff did a really good job, and really proud to get through the season in that manner.
You mentioned that you had a chance to go visit some other campuses with the Huskers on some of their road games and see how their fans interact. Does it make you appreciate this fan base more after you visited some of these campuses?
It isn't even close, Greg. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, the differentiator in college athletics to me has always been about the fans. I mean, it's fanatics, right? And our fans have been, I think, the most amazing fans in the world. And I'd really like to just pause and say thank you. I mean, let's be honest. This was a team going into the game against Iowa that was 3-8 and had been on a long losing streak. And yet look at the crowd that showed up for that game. It was incredible. The energy was incredible. And we finished the season 3-9, unacceptable. But yet our fans were there and showed up every game to support our coaches and student athletes. And I don't know of any other place in the country, Greg. And I'm not just saying that because we're on the show. Tell me another place in the country where that's the case. And so I want to thank our fans. I want to thank our fans for sticking with us. And we got a lot of work to do. We're committed to doing it. And I know our coaches are doing that even right now. And we're determined to have the kind of product on the field that our fans are proud of. And we need to reciprocate that support that they've shown us with our energy and effort in terms of our product on the field. But I just want to thank our fans. Can't thank them enough.
Let's stay with the fans for just a moment before we get into some other topics. You have mentioned in the past that you like to hear from the fans. You'd like to get feedback from them. Is there a survey that's going to be headed out to your ticket holders at all in the near future? Yeah,
we're working on that. We've talked a little bit, in the past about sort of a modernization plan, Greg, for Memorial Stadium. And prior to coming in here, just had a big meeting with some folks that we're working on and really excited about that and really taking a fresh look at what the fan experience looks like in every single area. And so not sure exactly when the date is yet and when we roll it out, but I think it's really important that the administration is good listeners. And we can't always do what all of our fans want, but what we can do is do the best that we can to deliver the type of experience. When you leave your house and you head to Memorial Stadium, whether you're out in western Nebraska or in Omaha or South Dakota, wherever you are, we need to do the best job we can to make that experience as intuitive and as convenient and have the kind of amenity levels that our fans expect. And so this is a great opportunity for us. So we need our fans' response. We need them to take the time to fill out those surveys, to give us the kind of data points to really understand how do we create. What we're trying to do is to create the best possible fan experience in college football. And I know that winning plays a really important part of that. And we need to do our part there, and we're going to be really focused there. But outside of that, we can't take for granted what those amenities look like, what the fan experience is like, and what the changing behavioral patterns of fans looks like. And so we're trying to really think through, you know, not just today, tomorrow, Greg, but in 20 years, what's Memorial Stadium look like? What's the fan experience? What's the amenity levels? What are the expectations of our fans? And that'll be our focus. And so we'll look forward to getting some of that feedback.
It's been a couple weeks since you made the announcement that Scott Frost would be back for another season. Then he dismissed 4 coaches. Mm-hmm. What's the update now? It's been a couple of days since the season ended. Is there progress in that area? What can you update us with?
Yeah, I can say there has been progress. Obviously, the progress is perhaps altered at points based on what's happening across college football. I mean, you know, when you really think about it, you know, what's happening in terms of coaches changing and salary, I mean, it really is unsustainable. And, you know, when you really think about, I remember hearing the narrative about, well, the transfer portal, NIL, it's going to really disrupt college football. Well, I can't think of anything more disruptive than we're having coaches whose programs are still in the hunt for a national championship in a college football playoff that are changing jobs. And so it's a real time, as we've said, in college athletics and college football specifically, they're uncertain, they're chaotic. But I can say that, you know, I've met with Scott. We'll be meeting again tomorrow morning, and I think he has a good plan. I know he's been out. He's talking to people. You'll probably hear about a lot of different rumors. We are talking to a lot of different coaches. I'm very confident that we're going to have some really solid additions in terms of teachers for our football team, in terms of recruiters, and people that really want to be a part of Husker athletics. So nothing imminent to report. That'll all come from football. These are decisions that are being made by Scott Frost and the coaching staff. They're not being dictated or directed by me. We are in conversation and communication about that. But I really want this staff to be Scott's staff. These will be his hires. I can provide some you know, counsel where appropriate or ask some questions. But at the end of the day, this has to be a staff that he and the rest of the staff are really comfortable with. And that fits what his overall strategy and vision is for the future of Husker football.
Two-parter on this one. Is it how high up the ladder of importance is it for those coaches to have some kind of tie to the program, to the conference? And two, are we worried? Fans are nervous about the time frame here because there's a recruiting signing period here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I understand that, and I think it's legitimate concern, and I think that's what where and why the area focus is so strong. Our coaches are out talking to other coaches. They're interviewing coaches and those types of things. But I don't think there has to be a direct connection with Nebraska. I think cultural fit is really more important. You know, I think it's you know, I think that's the important part of it. I think having Scott clearly communicate what his vision is in terms of how the offense will look, what the terminology, what the changes are going to be. And I think also Scott is himself trying to be a good listener to some of these individuals that can give him some perspective on what they've seen. I mean, you know, coaching is a very tight-knit fraternity. They all know each other. They all watch film. It's part of the self-scouting process as well. So I think Scott can learn a lot from the coaches that he's talking to as well. But I know they're talking to a broad range of individual. I know the coaches that they're talking to, and I think they're quality human beings and individuals. I don't know that, while it'd be certainly fine if they had a direct tie to the university, I don't know that it's a prerequisite for their employment.
When you made the announcement a few weeks ago, you said you were impressed with the competitiveness of the team, even though the record wasn't what they were. And that kind of continued, didn't it? The last 2 games with Wisconsin and Iowa, very competitive football team. You know, I just have such tremendous amount of respect for our players. And I enjoy talking to them. I just ran into Cam Jurgens today and got to talk to him a little bit. And,
of course, talked to JoJo and Adrian a little bit. I'm just so proud of them as players, because the reality is there are not a lot of examples, as you know, Greg, where you have a team that has the record that we had this year, and not just this year, but previous years, who played as hard and as well and together as our team did down the stretch. And so I think that speaks to the character of the young men that are in the program, that truly cared about each other, loved each other, and played for each other. I think that's really, really important. That has to continue. I think that's a great starting point for our future. I mean, you can imagine the difference. If that hadn't happened the last 4 or 5 games and it unwinds on you, it'd be a little bit difficult even next year as you move forward. Dorothy Lynch, home style, light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. It's our athletic director's show for the month of November. Phone lines are open for you, 402-413-2400. You can also fire off a text at that same number. The Sports Alley Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. A lot more with Nebraska's Athletic Director Trev Alberts coming up.
Experience the difference and shop Woodhouse Nissan first. We have the car, truck, or SUV that meets all of your needs. Shop the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. This midsize pickup has the tech and the rugged durability to take your adventures to new heights. Or discover the 2022 Nissan Armada. Whether it's a family day out or moving large items, the Armada has space to bring what you need. Call or visit us online today to schedule a test drive with Woodhouse Nissan.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Tailgating pros agree that Lucille's Famous Fried Chicken and More at Sapp Brothers scores big with Husker fans. Be the MVP of your tailgate party this year and let Lucille's do the cooking. Stop by Sapp Brothers Travel Center or visit www.sappbros.net to find out how you can elevate your tailgate party with Lucille's Famous Fried Chicken. Celebrating 50 years of fueling America's heartland and welcoming guests. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official sponsor of Husker Athletics.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The Rural Fellows Program doubled their average number of participating students this year, putting UNL student interns to work in 17 Nebraska communities for the summer. Interns use their skills to get real-world experience on a variety of projects, from mapping out trail systems to creating promotional videos to researching and documenting local history.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hey, Nebraska fans, Jimmy John's in Omaha is currently looking for people to join their team with sandwich maker positions starting at $12 to $15 an hour, management positions with competitive pay and benefits, and delivery drivers earning up to $30 an hour with mileage and tips. Visit dkpmcorp.com and apply now. That's dkpmcorp.com. Come join the Jimmy John's team today. You can also visit any of the local independently owned and operated Jimmy John's franchises to learn more.
Here we go again. The celebrating, the accolades. Ever since we added Marco to our team, our technology can't lose. Day after day, success after success, Marco's made our business IT a force to be reckoned with. The only drawback of being technology all-stars is keeping champagne away from the electronics. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer. 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question, or fire off a text for Husker Athletic Director Trev Alberts. We'll have our volleyball show coming up at the top of the hour. Might be our last one of the year. John Cook, John Bader will be here. Huskers hosting an NCAA weekend coming up. Good season, finished second in the Big Ten. Your thoughts about John Cook's season?
Well, first of all, I love John Cook. I love his passion. I love his commitment to the program. I love the type of young women that he brings into our program. We're a really young team. And I was really impressed. They had a real chance. You play Wisconsin, a great team. Didn't play as well as they'd hoped to. But the way they rebounded the next night against Purdue, played so well, I think speaks, again, to the type of talent and character. So I think we take for granted a little bit that we're going to continue to host these types of things at the Devaney Center, but it's been that kind of consistency out of our volleyball program. Tremendous support for our volleyball program. Our fans show up at the Devaney Center every single match. Really, really proud of them. And, hey, you know what? We're young. We're not the #1 seed. But we need to get down to Austin. We need to take care of business here in Lincoln, get down to Austin. And you never know, with a young team, a really talented team, we could get on a run. And I know John will have them playing really well.
Had some people want to know about tickets. It is essentially a sellout right now, but the visiting teams, the other teams that'll be here this weekend, may be returning tickets back. Check with the ticket office tomorrow after 10 a.m. if you want to try to sneak in and get a ticket for one of the matches over the weekend at the Devaney Center. So wanted to get that out there tonight. The Husker allotment is gone. Not surprising to you, I'm sure.
Not surprising at all. But it is really one of the things that we deal with across the board in athletics here when you have home events, right? We have to keep certain number of tickets for the visiting teams, and so we'll get some of those that'll come back. So Husker fans, keep your eye on that. You've got Campbell, University, Kansas State, and others, and so a long ways away. I think there's going to be some tickets available, and we'd love to make sure that we get as many Husker fans into the Devaney Center as possible.
402-413-2400. Let's go to West Point and Pete. Good evening, Pete. You're up with Trev.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Pete. How are you tonight?
Pretty good.
Great. Well, thank you for calling in.
Is the meaning behind the Vice Chancellor Athletic Director? Could you kind of explain that?
Well, that's a good question. So it really actually goes back to my time when I was in Omaha working for the University of Nebraska at Omaha. And what I found was oftentimes some of the challenges between the relationships between the academic side of the house and athletics is that we don't talk to each other very often. And so back in Omaha, when we were moving to Division I and building a hockey arena, it was important to me that those weren't unilateral decisions made by the athletic director. So I talked to the chancellor, John Christensen, at the time, and suggested that perhaps there could be some integration with athletics. And so I wanted their feedback, I wanted their involvement. And what I learned was, and the same thing here as a vice chancellor, sitting in on some of the meetings that Chancellor Green has with his vice chancellors, it's really helpful to me to understand what our campus's goals and mission and those types of things are, because really the athletic department is an extension of the institution. We're not a standalone unit. We're the brand investment of the University of Nebraska at Lincoln, and so it's really there's not. I go to extra meetings, but really it's about integration of athletics into the academic side to make sure that we're all working as closely and collaboratively as we can to represent this university at a high level, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, that was a really long answer to a short question.
No, it makes a lot of sense, and I'm glad they changed that, because I think an athletic director should be also involved on the education side.
Well, it does send a strong message, and I will also tell you one of the things that I'm really proud of, and it'll be announced a little bit later publicly, but graduation success rate, and I deserve no credit for this. It's our team within, Husker Athletics, Dennis LeBlanc and his team, but the University of Nebraska has the third highest in the Big Ten and one of the highest nationally, 95% graduation success rate. So, it's really important that we win games. It's important that we host regionals. It's important, at the end of the day, we're in the business of educating young people as well. So I'm really proud that we can be a part of this institution, and our student athletes are performing very well in the classroom.
Well, I guess I'm pretty proud that you're the athletic director and you're in charge. I have a lot of trust and faith in you. And you asked about the fan experience going to the game. I will close on this. I have a lot more fan experience in a good way when I see Ron Brown on the sidelines.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for that. I share your respect for Coach Brown, and certainly was really pleased that he was willing to enable these last two games to help Scott out and be the full-time coach. And that man has a boundless amount of energy, focus, and passion for Husker athletics, and I love Coach Brown.
Pete, appreciate the call. You mentioned the graduation success rate, the GSR. Is that coming out just for football, or will that be for all of athletics?
It'll be for all of athletics, and it is the highest graduation success rate in the history of Nebraska athletics.
Wow.
And so, again, like I said, I don't deserve any credit for that, but I think it's part of our underlying culture here, is that academics are really important. We're trying to win at everything, Greg. We want to win football games. We want to win in the classroom. We want to win. Right now, tonight, there is a life skills event that's required for our student athletes that Keith Zimmer and his team is leading. So we're trying to grow young people and send them out. We're all going to be professionals at something someday, and many of them are not going to be professional football players or basketball players, right?
Absolutely. Question on our text line for you. Trev, I notice on Huskers.com it says we are going back to Wisconsin next year in football and home again against Purdue. Is that set in stone?
I don't think it's set in stone. There are going to be some changes. So, I'm going to actually be heading to Indianapolis later this week surrounding the Big Ten football championship. We have some AD meetings. We have some meetings relative to our broadcast partners and what that looks like in the future. We have some meetings relative to scheduling and potential college football playoff. So as a result of the pandemic and other things, there were a lot of changes. So I don't want to break anything. I would just say that there could be some changes. I recognize we've been at Madison multiple times, and so there might be some alterations to our schedule going forward.
Very good. Another text for you from Hawaii Dave. With the astronomical salaries teams are giving out coaches and the big buyouts, will we see this slowing down some of this coaching carousel?
Well, I hope so. Like I said, first of all, I know that it's not sustainable, but I remember, let's be honest with ourselves, I remember several years ago when coaches broke a $2 million annual salary, and we said, this is not sustainable. And today we have coaches getting 10-year guaranteed contracts of $100 million. And so, the reality is we're going to have to make a very difficult decision. It might be easy for some and more difficult for others, but we're either going to be in the entertainment business or we're going to be tied to the academic mission. And I don't know that those two are necessarily congruent all the time. And it's a real challenge that we're facing. And Husker Athletics is going to do their best. We'll be as well positioned as possible to be able to have a good vision around it, have competitive teams and coaches. And we think that today, especially in the Big Ten Conference, being tied to the academic mission and student athletes is really important to part of our core values.
Let's go back to the phones. We'll stay in Lincoln and Richard. Good evening, Richard. You're up with Trev Alberts.
Trev, I'm going to give a little bit of history and then I'll pose a question to you.
Okay.
During the 1930s, football attendance was way off. We were in a Great Depression. People didn't have money. They couldn't afford to come to Lincoln and attend the football games.
Yep.
And we had a new director of bands at the University of Nebraska by the name of Don Lentz. Don Lentz suggested that we do something called Band Day. The idea of Band Day was that we would invite about 30 or 40 high school bands for a home game in Lincoln. They would sit in the stands and watch the game. Before the game, they would parade on O Street. Then they would, at halftime, have a massed band concert. And, of course, what this did was it boosted football attendance tremendously. Because what parent is going to want to miss seeing the opportunity of seeing their kid playing, even in the band, in Memorial Stadium? That went away in 1972. That was our last Band Day. Now, you're trying to promote, consecutive sellouts, and I'm wondering if maybe you ought not to consider bringing Band Day back.
Well, Don, that's not a bad idea. And I think you can probably... Richard, I'm sorry, did I say it wrong? Richard, thank you. I would just say I think probably 1972 might have coincided when football attendance probably didn't have the same challenge, and we haven't had to do that. But I think those are the types of ideas, that's the type of listening that our athletic department needs to do. It's part of our rethinking and modernization, but we need to expose our program and our football program and players to as many interested folks as possible. And so I appreciate your idea, and certainly makes a lot of sense to me.
A lot of questions in the chat room about balloons. I know that's been a topic on campus. There was a student group that voted to discontinue that tradition of releasing the balloons. Do you have an update?
Well, I don't have any update from the athletic department. I don't have any even personal update. I do know it's a lot of strong feelings on both sides, and I certainly understand. I understand it. It's been a long-standing tradition, and frankly, it is really cool when those balloons are released. I also understand the impact on the environment, and so I also know it's been increasingly challenging for the university to find access to helium to actually have the balloons. So I'm not sure if the quote challenge will take care of itself in the sense of the scarcity of the helium itself. But, we have a lot of challenges within the department and even our university. I'm not suggesting this is not an important one. It's just not one that the chancellor and I yet have had an opportunity to dive into. But I do understand and appreciate the passion on both sides of the issue here.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Back to the phones we go to Wisconsin and Charles. Hello, Charles, you're up with Trev.
Good evening. Mr. Alberts, I just want to start off by complimenting the job you're doing. I've been watching you for many years and the job you did over at UNO. And I know that you are experienced at making tough decisions. And I really most appreciate the value of the communication. And I can see that you're doing a tremendous job at communicating with your coaches and taking a holistic approach at promoting Husker athletics. So I just want to start off with that.
Well, thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. We're this place means a lot to me, and there's. I think everybody knows this, but there are so many wonderful people, Charles, that work in this athletic department and have been investing years into young people here who care deeply about Husker Nation, and I just feel so privileged to get to work alongside them. But I appreciate your kind words.
One more comment I'd like to make is I live here in the heart of Wisconsin, and so I was at Madison both for the football game and for the recent Husker volleyball game. And just wanted to let you know that the brand of Husker athletics is very much respected. The fans that I talked to the day of both of those games can see the quality and they can see the improvements that are being made. And just wanted you to know that you have a strong vote for staying this course.
Oh, thank you, Charles. That's really kind of you, and I believe that's really an accurate assessment. I think the Husker brand is strong. In fact, after the Wisconsin game, Coach Alvarez called me and congratulated our team on the way we played, and was very complimentary. He's seen a lot of football and in terms of how our offense moves the ball, so we hope to be an athletic department that does things the right way and respects the game, respects our opponent, plays really hard, and I think those two games that you had a chance to observe, both volleyball and football, were indicative of those. So thank you again for your support. And I'm sorry you have to live in the heart of Badgerland. You're welcome back to Lincoln anytime, Charles.
Good text question here, Trev, from Heather in Lincoln. She said, just a thought tonight, any reason why our student athletes don't connect with the student fans at the end of games, win or lose, to bond those two groups? A lot of schools, after the game, the team goes and the fans, they sing a school song or something like that. Seems like a good experience to connect on all. Love that you're here. Thankful that you kept Coach Frost. Go Big Red.
Yeah, that's great. And I've noticed that, too. I had thought about that. I've been to several stadiums. I've watched, been down to Clemson when our daughter was playing volleyball down there. Of course, you watch on television. Our son went to West Point. You see what the cadets do with the other cadets after football games and singing. I've always wondered why we didn't really do that. And so not part of our tradition, certainly not something that we couldn't think through. And I like the idea. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thanks, Heather. Appreciate that. Back to the phones we go to Central Nebraska and Joe. Good evening, Joe. You're up with Trev Alberts.
Yeah, I served you in a McDonald's restaurant in 1990. And my question is, I'm a Vietnam War veteran, and with my heart condition, sometimes in an exciting game at Nebraska, I have to turn the TV and stuff off so I can relax for a little bit. And when I go on YouTube to watch these games, I'm wondering why they don't have the full games on there. Like volleyball and girls and men's basketball, so that I can rewatch the game after I know what the score is. I feel like I'm being discriminated against.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Drew. And first of all, thank you for your kind service at the McDonald's. I hope I was a gentleman back in 1990. But I also, I don't know, I wonder if part of it is the Big Ten owns the television rights, and I'm not sure, Drew, that we would be able to post those highlights or complete games on YouTube because we don't own those. That's part of the multimedia rights deal that the Big Ten purchased. So just so fans are aware, we would love to have some control. I often think to myself, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to just show reruns of old Husker football games? The reality is we gave that up when being a member of the Big Ten, and the benefit of that, of course, is we get $55 million annually from the Big Ten because they purchased our media rights. And so, but a good question and a good point, but I just don't think legally you're able to actually post complete games to YouTube.
Joe, appreciate the phone call. He called us up on our Sports Nightly hotline, which is brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance, buy it online at woodhouse.com. 402-413-2400. More with the athletic director for Nebraska coming up.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 Holiday Prize Lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
At Subaru, they love building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The redesigned 2021 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. An upgrade in horsepower means you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru. Visit DeTow Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or at DeTowSubaru.com. Upgraded horsepower available on select models.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and our gift cards make the perfect holiday gift. And right now, during gift card double discount days, when you buy $50 in gift cards, get a $10 gift card free. Happy holidays from Valentino's.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
See Shelter Agent Tanya Blaine in Norfolk and get the insurance coverage you need at the right price.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From sprains and stitches to sore throats and sinus infections, when it's care that can't wait, count on CHI Health Clinic Priority Care. Simply walk in 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You'll get the quality care you need without an appointment, and you'll never pay more than a regular primary care visit. Get in, get out, and get on with your day. Find a location near you at chihealth.com/prioritycare.
Looking for a great Christmas gift idea? Look no further than expanding your loved one's Husker closet with an item from the new 255 collection, inspired by legendary coach Tom Osborne. With high quality at the forefront, 255 can be worn anywhere from sporting events and business meetings to backyard get-togethers. No matter the occasion, 255 is about feeling confident, looking good, and celebrating the remarkable coaching career of Tom Osborne. Shop now at Huskers.com or participating retailers. For more information, visit Huskers.com/255.
Find your new vehicle at Woodhouse Chevy Buick today, where we have a full lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, like the 2021 Silverado, which is a hard-working, smarter, bigger, yet lighter truck than the previous generation, helping you get the job done right every time. Or shop our wide selection of pre-owned inventory available now. Find new roads and explore all our new inventory arriving daily at WoodhouseGM.com or at our dealership in Missouri Valley, Iowa.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know it thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Here is a before winter to-do list from J-Tech Construction. Let's start with windows. Triple pane window technology has saved homeowners countless dollars on heating and cooling bills. Siding serves a crucially important purpose, protecting your home and insulating it from adverse weather conditions. And don't forget about your roof. Designing your roof should be simple and painless, and J-Tech offers several payment plan options. One more thing on your to-do list, call J-Tech Construction, the official exterior experts of the Huskers.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
This holiday season, give the gift of good taste with a gift card from Valentino's. During double discount days, double your discount from $5 to $10 free with a $50 gift card purchase. Valentino's handcrafted pizza has been a family favorite for generations, and now get a $10 gift card free with a $50 gift card purchase at Valentino's. It's our athletic director show for the month of November, 402-413-2400. We have 3 TVs on tonight with different games going on in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. The Huskers, both the men and women, play tomorrow night. The men against North Carolina State, the women against Wake Forest, the women undefeated. Your thoughts about this early part of basketball?
Well, first of all, I love basketball. I loved playing high school basketball. I was a post player, so I didn't have much of a future because I couldn't shoot and I couldn't dribble, and I was only 6'4". So, but I love Coach Williams' team, and I've had a chance to speak to the team and be with her. I love her coaching style. She loves those players. They love her back. They're a team. They share the basketball. They work hard. They play great defense. They're happy for each other, and they're undefeated. They're not going to win every game this year, but she's built a wonderful culture. And if you had a chance to get out and watch the Husker women's basketball team, I'd encourage you to do it. And by the way, they've gotten some really strong crowds in the preseason. I've been really, really proud of them, and she's built a really, really strong culture. I think both of our programs actually just had the freshman player of the week in the Big Ten, McGowan's and Markowski. So, and then Fred, he continues to build a tremendous amount of talent, and had a couple stumbles, but have won 5 games, and I think he's proud of the progress. Still working on some of the sharing the basketball, but once that lefty gets hot from 3, we got a chance.
Yeah,
it was really fun to watch him against South Dakota. Really bring that team back and bring PBA a bunch of energy and bring the crowd to light. So, encouraged with basketball, and I think this obviously is a real step up in terms of competition. We'll see how they'll do tomorrow night.
Be a fun night tomorrow night for basketball.
Yeah.
Let's stay in Lincoln and chat with Bob. Good evening, Bob. You're up with Trev Alberts.
Hey, I've heard that we have an extra song that we're playing at the start of some games in addition to the national anthem. I like the idea of the multiculturalism. I was wondering if there were some more songs we could play. I think we got a guy that's from Japan, and we've got people from Eastern Europe and all over the world. If we could have some more songs that just make it even a more multicultural place, kind of in concert with the direction the university is going.
Well, thank you, Bob. Yeah, I've heard some similar refrain and have received some emails on that. I want to just really address a little bit lift every voice and sing, and I understand that it's controversial for some folks. I want you to know that this is my personal position. I signed up 13 years ago, Bob, to serve student athletes, first at the University of Nebraska Omaha and now here. And I made a conscious decision, that I'm going to serve and love every single one of them, no matter where they're from, what they look like, or anything else. I want you to know that Lift Every Voice and Sing is a result of a desire from our student athletes. This came out of last season and the NABC and recommendations. These were not driven by the university or the athletic department or even our coaching staffs. And so this was important to our student athletes. And what's important to our student athletes obviously are important to Amy and Fred as they try to build a culture that really welcomes student athletes from all across the country. And so I understand it. I'm not sure if you've been to a game. I'd encourage you to come to the game. I've been to several games. I also want to say that administratively, and I take full accountability on this, we made I think, some real mistakes in terms of how we handle it. The first game was an exhibition game, which led to some of the confusion. That was on us. This was not part of the national anthem. We play the national anthem, and we have the color guard, and then they leave. And then this was an effort to promote unity and support of all of our students and directed by our student athletes. And so I'm proud of those students and proud of our coaches, and would just really encourage you, if you haven't been there, to come and to see what we're doing. I think you perhaps would have a different perspective, hopefully.
Bob, appreciate it. Let's stay in Lincoln and chat next with Jason. Good evening, Jason.
Hey, good evening, Sharpe. Hey, Trev. It's good to have you back here in Nebraska. I feel like we've got a new level of maturity in the athletic department. We've always had mature and some wise leaders, but you kind of set the bar a little higher, which makes us all pleased here in Nebraska. So keep up the good work. A little, mild disappointment. I see the gray uniforms on the basketball team. They look sharp, but I like the cream and the scarlet, or the cream and the red. It seems like when you guys played, Trev, we had cream helmets. Now the helmets look sharp and they're fine, but you don't really see the cream color that we got used to back when things were going good in football. So it's a couple of minor things on that. I know gray looks fine, and they won a couple games or whatever, but I'd like to go back to the traditional colors here. And then real quickly, the popcorn tops, I could see why that was phased out in a certain way, especially for women's basketball. But that was a nice incentive for swimming and for gymnastics to go take the family and get in free with those. So I'll listen out the air. Keep up the great work. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, and thank you very much. I'll tell you, it's interesting on the uniform, and you're exactly right. This is an area that I think we need to do a better job, and something I'm really passionate about. I think brand management is really important. That red N, a lot of people worked a long time to build that brand. And by the way, it's a very strong brand according to most any metrics nationally. But I think we've kind of gotten a little bit lethargic as well on how we're applying our brand. And so I'm working with our coaches. It won't happen overnight. We're working with Adidas. We're working with Lana Hendricks and in our brand book, and making sure that we're applying our brand appropriately. What we have to be careful with, and I understand why our coaches and programs want to do it. They want their own unique look and feel. The reality is we can't have 9 different athletic departments and 9 different logos and looks. That's how we had it in Omaha when I got there. You need very consistent and clean brand application to be able to maintain that. And that's what our partner in Adidas wants. And so, these things don't happen overnight, but we will slowly centralize our approach to how we apply our brand because that's part of running a smart business. There's actually revenue that's tied to it, and it's important to our partners. So I don't disagree with you. We'll continue to try to do our best to maintain our brand. I'm kind of an old traditionalist in that sense myself, and I got to be a little bit careful with that because I know the student athletes like to have, the alternate uniforms and those types of things. But we'll do our best to maintain, embrace, and protect the Nebraska brand as best we possibly can.
Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Need to slip a break in. Back with our final segment with Trev coming up next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome triple stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey, Nebraska fans, Jimmy John's in Omaha is currently looking for people to join their team with sandwich maker positions starting at $12 to $15 an hour, management positions with competitive pay and benefits, and delivery drivers earning up to $30 an hour with mileage and tips. Visit dkpmcorp.com and apply now. That's dkpmcorp.com. Come join the Jimmy John's team today. You can also visit any of the local independently owned and operated Jimmy John's franchises to learn more.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer, 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. Final few minutes with Trev Alberts tonight. You mentioned you're going to Indy for Big Ten meetings. The Big Ten championship game is on Saturday, Michigan and Iowa. Then you're headed out to Las Vegas next week. This will be fun. Little celebration for Eric Crouch, right?
Yeah, we're so excited. Normally the National Football Foundation and Hall of Fame is held in New York. It's moving to Las Vegas this year, and so we have got a group of folks that are going to get to go out and honor Eric, and obviously Eric is such a great ambassador to the University of Nebraska, a tremendous football player, but also just a tremendous person. And so going to have a great honor, and Frank Solich is going to be joining us as well. So it'll be great to spend some time with him and some members of our staff. And so Eric Crouch, one of the best ever to play here, obviously, and one of our Heisman Trophy winners. And so we're doing a little bit extra, hoping to really honor Eric in a way that's appropriate. I'm not sure how many future Heisman Trophy winners we're going to have. And so just really, really proud of Eric and what he's done and what he stands for as a man and husband and father today. I think is really reflective of what this place produces, and that's kind of cool.
Very positive person. I always like being around Eric.
Doesn't matter who the coach is. He's positive. He wants to support the program. Yep. What can I do to help? And I really appreciate that about him.
Travel safe.
Thank you, sir.
We'll do this again in a couple of weeks with Trev Alberts, our monthly show. Coming up next, our volleyball show for the week. John Cook, John Bader will take you through the next hour here on Sports Island tonight as they get ready for the NCAA tournament. Starts on Friday against the Camels of Campbell. Volleyball hour straight ahead.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Shop the Season of Inspiration sales event at Woodhouse Mazda today. Whether you're looking for a vehicle for your next adventure or an SUV with third-row capacity for the whole family, the Mazda lineup has you covered. From the Mazda CX-3 to the Mazda CX-9, the Mazda family of crossovers is designed for the road ahead. Test drive one today at one of our 2 convenient Woodhouse Mazda locations in Bellevue or Omaha, or shop online today, making your car buying easy. This is Woodhouse.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 Holiday Prize Lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Now outside MLS for Purdue. Block back and count that block. Nicklin Hames, Lawrence Stivrins, 15-14 Nebraska. Quick attack in the middle. Kayla Caffey, kaboom! Set left. Newton's getting a ton of swings, and Lexi Rodriguez is a ton of digs. Left front roll shot. Kubik, they can't stop her. Maddie Kubik.
Here is your host, John Baylor.
Greetings, Nebraska. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Nebraska Volleyball Show. Tuesdays, this is our regular time, 7 until 8. Hey, December delirium. All right, the month begins tomorrow, but we're anticipating December delirium because on Friday night, your Huskers begin their conquest against the Campbell Camels. No, the Campbell Fighting Camels, 21-9, winners of the Big South tournament. In fact, Campbell's red hot. They've won 5 in a row. They're 14-2 in that Big South. And in the tournament, they took down Winthrop and then High Point in 5. Other teams in that conference, Charleston Southern, Presbyterian, UNC Asheville, University of South Carolina Upstate, North Carolina AT&T, Radford, Hampton, Gardner Webb. You get the idea. Campbell is in town. They are fired up. And on the other side of the Devaney Center sub-regional is Kansas State, losers of 4 in a row, 5 of 6, and Florida State, losers of 3 in a row, 4 of 6. So those two sneak into the tournament. Nebraska or Campbell gets Florida State or Kansas State on Saturday night. Your Huskers finish alone in second place in the just completed Big Ten volleyball regular season. I'm John Baylor, and you can join in at 402-413-2400. Here's the head coach, star of the Nebraska Volleyball Show, John Cook. Good evening.
Good evening, JB.
How are you, sir?
Good. Just give a shout out to Trev. He's probably driving home.
Yep.
Did you ask him about his car?
No. Tell me about Trev's
He's got
car.
a cool car.
Is it a gas hog?
Next time he's on, you guys, somebody needs to call in and ask him about his car. It's
Cool.
a great story.
I mean, like, it's a hybrid. It's fuel efficient.
It depends how fast you go. It's a fast car.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, JB doing good. Still wearing shorts out. It's nice and warm.
You believe it?
I know.
Global warming does have a silver lining.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not a polar bear,
Yeah.
there's some moments where you're like, okay, I can live with this.
Yeah.
So it's pretty sweet out there. Golf courses were pretty full today, at least in Lincoln. Now, do you think the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament Selection Committee did you a lot of favors?
I don't know if their job is to do us favors. Their job is to put together an equitable, fair tournament.
Just.
And I'm a little confused. In our bracket, they have the Pac-12 champion, the SEC champion, second place finisher in the Big Ten, and the Big 12 champion.
Yes.
All in one bracket. So I'm sure that their little formulas and stuff thought that was the best place to put all those people.
Well, if you're a
so-
volleyball fan and you can't make the Final Four, we've got the next best thing in
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
If the 4 teams are fortunate enough to get there,
And
don't
that's
get ahead
exactly,
of ourselves.
yeah. Oh, I'm already having flashbacks of 2011.
Oh boy, yes, it is coming to my mind. Kansas State
That's
was the
right.
team that night.
I can still remember those coaches celebrating over there, watching them celebrate. That was a tough night.
You know, if you had
But-
won that night, where you were headed?
Hawaii.
Yep.
But give them credit; they played great that night. And again, that one middle blocker we've talked about, who played all 6 rotations.
What's her name?
Starts with a P. Last name starts with a P. Catherine, it was Catherine.
She was good.
Or Kate. Anyway,
And she played all 6 rotations, was firing from the back row.
Yeah.
A middle.
she was amazing. So anyway, it was great. So the bottom line is, we're not looking ahead to regionals in Texas. You're right. We got to survive and get out of this second round.
And K-State was trouble enough this year, way back at the beginning of the
Yeah,
season, going
yeah.
4. And that easily could have gone 5.
Yeah, very easily.
So, but let's not overlook Campbell. We're already getting ahead of ourselves. I mean, the Fighting Camels are in town.
Yeah, you're looking ahead. I'm not.
Exactly. Broadcasters are off track. So you got it's single elimination. None of this baseball stuff where you get a second chance. Like, no, one and done.
Yeah.
You know, just get back to the library. You lost. But the Campbell Camels are here. The Fighting Camels are here. I think it's the first time we faced a team with that nickname. Which
the Fighting Camels.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was their nickname.
It's one reason people tune into the show, Coach. They want information they otherwise can't find everywhere. Even you occasionally.
Right. You ever send any students there?
Campbell, never.
Yeah.
82% acceptance rate. You don't probably need a high ACT to get in.
Okay.
But it's a good school.
And what's their strength of their school there?
4,000 students. I got to learn more. See, the broadcast is Friday night. It's a regional. I mean, basically the whole Big South. There's a bunch of regional schools. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. They're all kind of clustered there together, and they're kind of lesser known, typically private, not all schools, but are good schools for good students who get small classes, a lot of attention, and they're the kind of colleges, frankly, that are under some financial duress because they kind of get lost in the shuffle. The John Cooks of the world and others haven't really heard of them. Maybe even regionally they haven't heard of them. So they serve a great purpose academically, but they also serve a purpose athletically. I mean, they give a lot of opportunities for athletes with their outside hitters, 5'9". They've got two setters, one's 5'8", one's 5'9". I presume they're running a two-setter offense. I'll ask you more. Anyway, not everyone is Michaela Fecke. And so this is a typical round one opponent where you have just an overachieving group of kids who've had a fabulous experience and now they're living a dream and they want to shock the world.
Yeah, and those teams give teams like us fits.
What first round opponent won set one against Nebraska at the Devaney, and their parents were going crazy. Yeah. They were doing a jig.
Was it Colgate?
Incorrect. You're regionally close.
Sacred Heart?
Fairly well-known school.
Sacred Heart?
No, Harvard.
Harvard. Harvard won the first game? There's somebody else won a first game on us, too.
Yeah, you're right. American scared the heck out of us.
Yeah.
That was like 06.
Yeah, that was foreign team. Yeah.
When you see a lot of syllables, you never know what might happen.
They had some big-time foreign players that were pretty good.
And back then, tracking whether foreigners genuinely had athletic eligibility left was something that was questionable.
Yeah.
The NCAA is doing a better job of that, don't you think?
I think so, but they're starting to loosen it up a little bit. But I think now it's hard. This NIL stuff, the foreign players can't get paid, so that's but they can get paid in their countries if they stay or play the pro leagues. So, it'd be interesting to see how this goes. But, I mean, I probably get at least one email a day from somebody overseas, mainly in Eastern Europe, Turkey. I just got one today. She was from Israel.
And how do you decide?
Well, we're not looking for foreign players.
So it's a non-starter.
Yeah, but my point is a lot of them are looking to come to the United States, but I know there's visa issues and there's challenges with that, and they can't work camps, so there's a lot of restrictions on them, and but we have quite a few international students here, but we're not looking for any international players.
You've got
recruiting.
Plenty of domestic talent.
Yeah, we got to make hay with what's in the barn right now.
Now, Wisconsin's got a difference maker on the outside from Poland, but that's a unique situation. They met each other when the Wisconsin team was traveling in Europe.
Right. Well, we've been to Japan and China and met a lot of players that I would love to have come over here and play. But one, they don't speak English. Two, they don't go to school because they're playing volleyball 6 hours a day. So, and those countries won't let them leave. Poland, on the other hand, I mean, I think there's more freedom there. And there was actually a setter we were talking to ended up at Long Beach State from Poland. Actually played on Julia's team. Really nice girl, and I can't remember. Let's see. Yeah, we were recruiting her potentially when Nicole Drenick left, and this was before Ani Evans really got here. So we kind of were thinking, okay, we might need another setter. So we were talking to her just to see what would shake out. But Ani came here and gave us another setter, and now Kennedy's here. So,
do you personally have another foreign trip in you?
Oh, I hope so, 2023. But I just was talking to Steve Wang last night, and he's thinking China may shut down for a year with this COVID stuff. So who knows what it could do. We'd go in May of 2023, so who knows what could happen by then.
Do you think twice about going back there when, if you were to go to Europe, potentially you could do a little recruiting?
No.
You're confident with the...
Yeah, I think it's very hard to find. The players we would be interested in recruiting, they're getting pro contract offers. So what happens is you run the risk of, okay, you recruit somebody, all right, you're recruiting them, all of a sudden they get a pro contract, in June when they're supposed to be coming here, and they take it, and then you just lost out. So
they pull a Molly Haggerty on you.
Yeah, you could kind of say that, yeah.
I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have. 402-413-2400, 402-413-2400. You, on Friday night, after a really tough loss against Wisconsin, were seemingly, on the air at least, fairly pleased. And then you explained why after the big win against Purdue. Wisconsin prepared you. Maybe not just for Purdue the next night, but maybe for December.
Most certainly, when you play those teams, I mean, you have to go to another level to compete, and it just, it makes other teams almost easier to play. So it definitely, I mean, it was a great weekend for us. We were very close to winning, but yeah, it forced us to go to another level, and which we did. We just couldn't finish it.
Are there any other teams, from your knowledge, in the field with Wisconsin's firepower?
Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of teams.
Really?
I mean, Purdue beat them twice, so there you go. But there's Texas. We played Louisville.
Yeah.
Stanford's loaded. So I mean, there's a lot of teams. Ohio State, Minnesota. I mean, and whoever gets hot, it could win this thing. And of course, the NCAA committee thinks the ACC is probably a lock because they got 3 teams in the top 8 seeds, so they're probably pretty sure that one of those teams will win it.
Pitt and Louisville seem deserving. I mean, Pitt played Louisville to really close matches, and we know how strong Louisville is. But yeah, the rest of the ACC, according to the selection committee, doesn't drop off much. I mean,
right.
the talent level stays awfully high in the top half of that conference. And I remember there was a year about 6 years ago when the SEC got a lot of high seeds. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Missouri didn't even make it to their own regional that year. And then basically Georgia lost. Lizzie's team lost in the first round. I mean, they were all gone early. I think the ACC is going to, present themselves a lot better than the SEC did that year. But this does seem like a departure.
Yeah. What I don't understand is, and I don't think the volleyball committee, it seems like the Big Ten gets penalized for beating each other up. And some of these other conferences, you're only playing 1 or 2 ranked teams. So there's basically 3 ranked teams in the ACC. The Big East, there's 1 ranked team. Big 12, Texas, and I don't think anybody else is ranked.
And then KU got in, K-State got in, Iowa State got in.
Yeah, and so my point being is, I don't know, let's see, in the SEC, Kentucky's ranked. Florida was kind of hanging on there. And then anybody else? I don't think so. South Carolina was like fringe 25. The Big Ten, you have 5 of the top 11 teams.
They're not just ranked.
Right now it's 5 of the top 10 teams. And then you got Penn State hanging out there, Illinois, Michigan. So, okay, and we're playing each other. I mean, there's got to be some way to not penalize. I would have loved to have seen us beat Wisconsin just to see if they would have given the Big Ten a top 4 seed. It would have been criminal.
Oh, because they may not have.
Yeah, because they probably don't want to give it to us. So give it to another ACC team or maybe Washington, who won the Pac-12. But they're sending the Pac-12 champ to play Texas in the 3rd round. There's a nice reward.
402-413-2400. The Big Red getting ready for the Fighting Camels. And if victorious Friday night, either K-State or Florida State. All at the Devaney this weekend. We'll have it for you right here. Stay right there. More Nebraska Volleyball Show if you hear this on the Huskers Radio Network.
When you choose Woodman Life, you choose a better life insurance company. Yes, Woodman Life is life insurance, but so much more. Woodman Life is here to protect your family's financial future and offer help when the going gets tough. And Woodman Life is honored to join you in the celebration of family, community, and country. Get to know Woodman Life at woodmanlife.org. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska. You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. Manzer Equipment in Osmond, Nebraska, your full-time Massey Ferguson dealer, proud supporters of the Huskers and Nebraska farmers since 1975. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
This year, don't just get ready. Get holiday ready with Ford. And the best place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Whether you're getting out to the mall or getting off the grid, we've got a Ford SUV that's perfect for you. Or check out America's best-selling trucks, Ford F-Series. Inventory is arriving daily, so get the season started off right and get our best offers during the Get Holiday Ready sales event at your local Ford dealer. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
You trained for this all year. Endless hours of cardio, conditioning, and weights. And now you are ready. Ready to trek back to your seat from the concession stand. Through the lines, lost fans, and that mascot who wants you to do a little dancey dance, all without spilling a drop of your ice-cold Bud Light. Welcome back to football, sports fans.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
This year, don't just get ready. Get holiday ready with Ford. And the best place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Whether you're getting out to the mall or getting off the grid, we've got a Ford SUV that's perfect for you. Or check out America's best-selling trucks, Ford F-Series. Inventory is arriving daily, so get the season started off right and get our best offers during the Get Holiday Ready sales event at your local Ford dealer. Best-selling claim based on 1977 to 2020 calendar year total sales.
Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov. Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Your Nebraska Volleyball show 3 nights before December Delirium begins at the Devaney. Schedule starts 7 o'clock. It'll depend on how late the Kansas State, Florida State 4:30 start goes. And if it goes late, then the Nebraska game versus Campbell will start belatedly. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always click or call 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy. It is the law. And this one also brought to you by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer, 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres, solutions for every field. Jason in Lincoln. Greetings, Jason. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, JB. Hey, Coach Cook.
Hey.
Now, this indulge me here. This will sound a little crazy, and I know you're not going to turn into a gimmicky coach 25 years in or whatever it is. You know, in football, sometimes you can spice it up with a timely trick play. I know on your show you've mentioned, Coach, you sit the girls down, I think you said, during timeout. Some teams do, some teams don't. If it saves their legs a little bit, I figure, then that's probably why you're doing that. You know, this sounds silly, and I'll get off the air in a sec, but, like, if I go out and play sand volleyball, I might bomb the serve, you know, up 40 feet high and then have the other team kind of watch it float down, and, you know, their timing may or may not be just right, and then they might hit it too hard. Stuff like that. I know that's gimmicky to a certain degree, but, you know, when you run up against the Wisconsin, who we've had a lot of trouble beating. Now, the first set, obviously, you looked amazing to play. They were ready to play. And they played well. Nebraska played well the rest of the game, but we have not been able to get over the hump. And I just wondered if there's anything you could enlighten us on in volleyball that could, even like Schwarzenbach and the tall players putting their hands up during the serve of the opponent, you know.
What
just to throw the other team off.
Good. So any Statue of Liberties you could go with in volleyball?
Well, we, one thing we tried to do against Wisconsin was serve short to make their middles pass the ball, and we had 2 golden opportunities to win games, and we put both of them in the net. So so that's kind of a gimmicky thing there, because they're expecting a really hard serve. We were bombing serves, and we had 10 aces, and just changing that up. So that was one thing we did. You can't put the hands up. That's called screening. We could get called for that. You can't try to, on purpose block the view of the passer, although some teams do it subtly, and we'll have to let the ref know when that's happening. But other than that, we run trick plays, we run combination plays, we try to move our hitters around. But bottom line was we were 2 deuce games with chances to win them and couldn't get it done. That's the bottom line. And I give Wisconsin a ton of credit. Dana Recke made huge plays when she needed to. and she's got a great setter in Hilly who just they made some amazing plays. I mean, we studied on video. I'm not sure how to stop what they did a couple times, especially when it mattered most. So their team was on a mission and at home, and they just found a way to win. That's why we always say, 2 points better. You got to win 3 games by 2 points, and we lost 2 of the games by 2 points.
And when you say Wisconsin's on a mission, they truly are, because they have to win 6 more games, or Sydney Hilly and Dana Redke leave with 0 national championships.
Right.
They've had a great run. This is no way diminishes what they've accomplished, but it would seem that if they hadn't coincided with the Stanford, fabulous players, they probably would have gotten one. Almost certainly would have gotten one, but that's where that stands. They've got to go 6-0. They got a pretty good draw.
They have a great draw.
Here is Jerry from Honolulu. Jerry, great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Jerry.
Joe.
Hello.
Aloha.
Aloha. I just read it right when I was just going to talk. The other phone was ringing. Anyway, I know, I'm sure our coach out here knows about Dave Shoji. I switched also to volleyball. UH has, for many years, had a good volleyball team, but I don't know how they're doing this year. But anyway, I was mainly calling about the football. I just drove back from Omaha, so that's why I didn't realize. I know the AD was on earlier, and now you switched to the volleyball, so I apologize.
Did you have any volleyball thoughts for us?
No, I really enjoyed it. It's just amazing. I know the girl that, who was it we played just a couple of days ago? That girl was, about 6'9"? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, she played great. Dana Redke.
And then also
Yeah, but anyway, do you ever, I know, do you ever recruit players from Hawaii?
Well, Jerry, we have a player on our team from Hawaii. I have an assistant coach from Hawaii, and I have a grad manager from Hawaii. So is that good enough?
That's a yes.
Enough aloha for you guys?
Are Hawaiians trained differently than those stateside players?
Yeah. Hawaiians, so Jalen, for example, he's an amazing volleyball player. Well, he grew up playing with guys that played in the Olympics and great players, but they all grow up playing on the beach. They play indoor, but they all play everything, and typically in Hawaii, there's not a lot of really tall players, so they all don't get lumped in. I'm just a middle. So they learn how to play the whole game. So Hawaiians, like Keonile can set, she can hit, she can pass, she can dig, she can serve. Now, the one area where she wouldn't be strong is blocking, but those other 5 skills, she does great.
And they don't hang out on screens or on TV after school. Let's go to the beach. They start playing.
To the beach. They're hanging out, playing, surfing.
Who's got a volleyball? Let's go.
Yeah. So it's that's why I love, and the other thing that I like about Hawaiians in our program, and when I hired Jaden, I said we need to get more Hawaiians in here because they're so family oriented. It's when I go to Hawaii, when we go over there in March, everybody calls me, brother or coach. Nice. It's just, they're just very warm. We've had some amazing interactions with Hawaiians that live in Hawaii when we've been over there. That's why we like going there. It's just, like they call them the grannies, I think. I may not have that right.
The
but
grannies.
Yeah, they sit in the indoor matches, and they sit there and they have I have one in my office.
These are Rainbow Wahine fans.
Yeah. And they call them the aunties. That's call them the aunties.
Aunties.
And they bring food, and they bring us leis, but they weave them out of I don't know if it's a cloth material, what it is, it's a bamboo material.
Flowers.
So I have a red and white one, really cool, in my office. So it's not because it lasts, but they're just so welcoming and warm and.
People in Hawaii seem to be getting along with each other.
Yeah.
There's very little bickering.
They're happy.
There are very few raised voices. The horns aren't honking. Here, someone's not happy, they're honking on the horn. They're passing you. They're maybe gesturing at you. Hawaii, they're like, these things happen.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to go through.
So we have a great, really good connection with Hawaii and their program.
Well, the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine program has not been top 10, on a regular basis for 20-plus years. And that's, to the benefit of stateside schools, because more and more of those Hawaiian kids now are filling up rosters here.
Yeah, and I don't know why they. I mean, they were pretty good last year or 2 years ago when we played them, but they typically have some international players. They had a Swedish player that was really good, the right side player, but I don't know why they haven't been at the level they used to be at. That'd be a great question for Coach Soji or their coach now, or even maybe Jalen.
Robin Amau
Yeah.
took over for Dave Shoji about 3, maybe more years than that. 402-413-2400. This one brought to you by Dorothy Lynch, Homestyle and Light and Lean Dressing, endless flavorabilities. And your Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. Why? 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. The portal is swinging wildly, and a top former Nebraska high school volleyball player who went to an elite program is now in the transfer portal. We'll talk about her and other transfer portal implications, and we continue on your Nebraska Volleyball Show.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today's topic, animal agriculture. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that giving up meat is good for the environment. However, livestock emissions only account for less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, by reducing meat in your diet, you're missing out on all sorts of beneficial nutrients like protein, iron, and zinc. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln with game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots, and we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
When you choose Woodman Life, you choose a better life insurance company. Yes, Woodman Life is life insurance, but so much more. Woodman Life is here to protect your family's financial future and offer help when the going gets tough. And Woodman Life is honored to join you in the celebration of family, community, and country. Get to know Woodman Life at woodmanlife.org. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
See Pete Voles, Brent Ruggo, or Bo Witt in North Platte and ask about Shelter's competitive rates.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 Holiday Prize Lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Your Nebraska Volleyball Show getting ready for the postseason. Campbell's Fighting Camels coming in Friday night, 7 o'clock. First serve, pregame 6:30 right here on the HRN. And then Saturday night, the winner of Campbell, Nebraska against the winner of Kansas State, Florida State. Portal swinging wildly. Ellie Glock, fabulous high school player at Wahoo, says yes to USC. Plays one semester there, and she's entered the portal. You can't speak specifically to Ellie's situation, probably, but this is how many players are in the portal right now? How common is this? And does this surprise you?
There's a lot of players in the portal already, and they all started coming in about 2 weeks ago. There's a lot, and again. You got to remember somebody like Ellie committed when she was really young, like maybe 10th grade. Well, USC hired a new coach. Things change. NILs change. I mean, a lot of things have changed. The COVID year changed and, put all these super seniors. So anyway, there's a lot of kids that are going to be in the portal because of all that situation, super seniors, and it's so easy to transfer now. So you're going to just see this portal is going to blow up. But there's several players already that if we were looking, we would recruit. So I'll just leave it at that.
Are these players who could contribute?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, these are players that started on other teams. So what you're seeing is you're seeing Ellie, for example, is a freshman who isn't,
She redshirted.
Yeah. She doesn't think she's going to play. So, because they brought in a transfer. All right. So there's one situation. I'm not going to play, so I'm going to find a place where I can play, especially the setter position. Outside hitters, you're recruiting 5 or 6 on your team, but setters you really have 2, and they have to have some hope of playing. But then you got these fifth-year seniors that now have this extra year, so they graduate, and okay, where am I going to go? So Kylie De Berg, if you remember her a couple years ago from Missouri, big outside All-American outside hitter. Well, she took her 5th year at LSU this year, played indoor, and is going to play beach. So she left Missouri and is playing at LSU, 5th year. So there's a bunch of players like that who have graduated and they want a different experience.
1 year hired
and
guns.
Maybe they're they've gotten a lot better over their college career. So maybe they were in a mid-level program and want to go to a top program. So you're just going to have a big gamut. And then, of course, if coaches leave and coaching changes, kids can move now. They're not happy.
With everything changing, maybe they should open up a portal conference.
Yeah.
It's full of portal teams.
Yeah.
Full of portal kids.
Well, the good news is, John, in the past, if you took over a program and need to rebuild a team, and you're having to recruit 9th and 10th graders,
It takes
you're
forever.
waiting 3-4 years till they get there. Now you can get good in a year.
And ADs are probably going to figure that out, and they're going to expect results in a couple of years.
Yeah,
And when they're interviewing,
you can change your roster very quickly in the portal.
in the old days, the only way to do that quickly was go foreign.
Yeah.
Remember Earl Roberts showed up here once, and they were speaking about 5 different languages.
Right.
And they were strong.
Right. Well, Pittsburgh, for example, who got a top 4 seed, I mean, they have several transfers, 50-year transfers. They have a bunch of transfers. So, good players that came from other programs. Trying to think, Danny got her setter came from Notre Dame, and her middle, that Stevenson, that great middle, was at Auburn. And actually, Jalen showed me an email in 2019 when Kayla was coaching here. She went in the portal or was in the transfer market. I can't remember. We had a portal in 2019. I don't know if I think that may have been when it started. And Kayla's note was, well, she's pretty good. She kind of has a quirky arm.
Then she goes to Mississippi.
But we didn't, and we actually talked to her, but we didn't really have a scholarship at that point. So she goes to Louisville, and
boom,
she's a hell of a player.
Mike in Omaha. Mike, great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, Coach, I want to thank you for the kind words you said about me a few weeks ago.
Oh.
Remind us.
You had a really good caller suggesting ways to get Lexi back involved, and Baylor said, boy, we got some intelligent callers, and you said, yeah, Mike from Omaha with the split step. It blows me away.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Dropstep.
You guys know sports and you know volleyball.
Yes.
I know tennis to a certain extent, but Baylor had it rain on my parade and said, well, that's all he talked about, which is not true. Maybe about 2/3 of the time is what I'm talking about.
Whenever we want to talk about drop step, Mike, you got to call in. You fuel the drop step conversation.
Split step.
Split
Yeah.
step. All right.
You're the only caller that's ever talked about split step.
Yeah, but it's a tennis thing, and like you said, it's a phenomenon of sports where it's being used now in a lot of sports in a big-time way, including volleyball. But here's my question. Another thing in tennis is topspin as a way to cut down on unforced errors where you can swing hard and still go in. And I'm wondering, as I look at somebody like Lowenstein, and she's obviously fantastically talented, but would it help to put more topspin on some of those shots just to give more of a margin of error?
Some shots she puts on too much topspin and pulls it down into a small block, and then sometimes she doesn't put any topspin on it, and that either hits somebody in the head or hits somebody in the band or the student section back there. Her main thing is she has a great arm, beautiful arm. Her main thing is her footwork, is just getting the rhythm and the timing that she needs to hit against a big block and a good defense at this level. And she has some, I won't call them bad habits, but they're inefficient habits that she has in her approach that neutralize her jump and her swing. And we need time to train that and get that more efficient. So when she figures it out, look out.
Do you project her as a right side or maybe left side, or too early?
I don't know. It's a tough question. I struggle with it I think about it every day. Where's her best position?
How about Lindsey Krause? Ultimately?
Same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't see Lindsey as a left side?
Oh, yeah, she would be a great left side.
Okay, but the jury's still out.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Great stuff. Great to have Mike.
Well, no, the jury's not out. I know Lindsey's a great left side.
Yep.
But she was also playing at a really high level on the right side, and we needed a right side. And Whitney started off kind of has been inconsistent. So, but they're good volleyball players. We just got to figure out a way to get them all on the court.
402-413-2400. Final thoughts. Your Nebraska Volleyball Show 3 nights before December Delirium. You're listening to the Huskers Radio Network.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Your holidays could be even happier if you win the Nebraska Lottery's Sleigh Full of Joy promotion. Until January 5th, enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win $1,000, $3,000, or $5,000 in one of our 3 drawings. Choose from $1 Merry Match 2, $3 Holiday Prize Lines, and $5 Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Enter the Sleigh Full of Joy promotion, and you could start 2022 by winning a jolly little jackpot. Top prize odds vary by game.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska. There really is no place like Nebraska Realty.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In pivot irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's Cheesy Mac and Cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Welcome to Ag Answers. Today we're talking about renewable biofuels like corn ethanol and soy biodiesel. Electric vehicles continue to make headlines as we look for ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But did you know by using ethanol, you can reduce greenhouse gas emissions by up to 46% compared to traditional gasoline, and by up to 86% when you use biodiesel compared to petroleum diesel? Locally produced biofuels are the here and now solution to combating climate change. They are good for our air, good for our wallets, and good for Nebraska. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
Welcome back. Your Nebraska Volleyball Show, getting ready for the Camels on Kansas State and Florida State. And have you studied Campbell much, Coach? They got some undersized kids. That's often the case. It's going to take some time to adjust to that. They run a 6'2", I trust?
Yeah, John, I haven't watched them yet. I spent the last 2 days working on Nebraska. So we've been really focused on how we can get better, what we learned from this weekend playing Wisconsin. Now, of course, we have our grad managers, and Tyler and Jalen have been on all 3 teams preparing scouting reports. So we'll get to Campbell on Thursday, because you kind of have to prepare for 3 teams, because you don't know. We know we're going to play Campbell, but we don't know who else we're going to play, and it's a quick turnaround. So that's kind of how we do the week.
Coach, in years past, you often just do your thing and let the other team adjust. You've been starting in different rotations in more matches this year than usual. Any reason?
Yeah. One is we look at matchups. 2, we look at serving matchups. 3, we look at passing matchups for some servers. So there's some rotations we do not want to be in against some servers. Mm. So depending on the team, because we've seen them work us or work other teams, and so we just want to make sure we got a good passer where they have a good server and they like to serve to. So there could be passing matchups, And then, like I said, in our serving matchups, who do we want serving into certain rotations on the other team? So we look at that. It's kind of like a little chess game. And then it prevents other teams from trying to match up with us because they're not sure where we're going to start. And so those are kind of the main things. And we were doing that last year too. And we just kind of have a team that we feel pretty confident we can start anywhere and do pretty good.
Your appreciation for the libero position has only grown really since the position was entered the NCAA division level of play. And in 2004, I remember in the final regional final against USC, their libero really changed that match for the Huskers. Have you seen many liberos influence games as much as your freshman, Alexi Rodriguez, has?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so 2004, I thought Lauren Barnes for Wisconsin when they played here was a huge difference maker. The Kendall White for Penn State won them a lot of matches just with her level of play and energy and competitiveness. So I think, if you want to have a great team, you better have a great setter and you better have a great libero. You got to build from there.
Start there.
But you got to have those two things. And, if you look at teams that they graduate those two, usually it takes them a while to get back up there. I mean, because they touch the ball the most. And, so you got to build teams around a great setter, great libero.
And how much do you like your freshman libero?
Well, I think at times she's been phenomenal. And I wouldn't be surprised if she makes all Big Ten. I'm not talking freshman all Big Ten. I'm talking about all Big Ten. She's been named Defensive Player 4 times this year. I mean,
amazing.
We've never had a player been named all Big Ten anything 4 times.
You got to be impressed with what Kentucky has done then, because they lost their All-American setter and libero, and here they are top 10 again.
Yeah.
And they lost a great outside.
Yep.
So we'll get to see, Craig Skinner's handiwork, perhaps.
We'll see.
Round 3.
Yeah, we'll see how how they do in the tournament. They got a freshman setter. That's always an adventure. But and then I don't know. I mean, Curry, the libero that graduated, was a great player. So
she was huge in that Texas match. Were you surprised that Kentucky beat Texas in the finals in the spring?
Yeah.
I was. That just. To me, that shows how important the team concept is, because on paper, Texas probably has more talent, but Kentucky won that match. It was close.
Right. They out-teamed them and out-executed them, and their system was really good, and they had a great setter and libero.
From the outside looking in, your team looks like they've got fabulous chemistry. They love playing together, and the blockers funneling those balls from Caitlin Newton right into Lexi Rodriguez, and boom, she digs it. Looks like you had some good mojo going into the tournament.
Yeah, we do. Our team, we have a great group, and I'm very thankful for how hard they've worked this year. They come in every day and get after it. They have fun. We go really hard in practice, and like I said, we're a couple points away from winning the Big Ten, which this is they're the best teams, deepest teams. I've ever seen in the Big Ten.
Coach, we'll see you Friday night.
Okay, JB, thanks.
Postseason starts Friday night right here on the HSN. That'll do it for us tonight. We'll talk to you Friday night. Volleyball at the Devaney. Be there. Be here. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Lutz is an integrated business solutions firm born and raised in Nebraska with offices in Omaha, Lincoln, Hastings, and Grand Island. Lutz provides expert accounting, consulting, financial, technology, M&A, and talent solutions tailored to you. Lutz embraces your business as their own to discover the right solutions to help you thrive. They mind what matters for businesses or individuals seeking a partner to help energize and heighten financial and organizational success. Visit lutz.us/GBR.
Much like the values of the people of Nebraska, Nebraska Realty was built on the principles of hard work, dedication, and doing things the right way. They believe strongly in the power of creating lasting relationships and the value those relationships hold. Their success is based on trust and the relationships created with the people and communities they serve across the state of Nebraska.